Dear students, I am Raghavendra HM, Assistant Professor of English, working in Government First Grade College, Tumkur. I am going to discuss with you about the novel Animal Farm by George Orwell. This novel is prescribed for the Tumkur University third semester BCom, BBM and BCA students of English language. In this session, I am going to concentrate only on the third and fourth chapters because in the previous session I have discussed chapter 1 and 2, and in this one I am going to discuss about chapter 3rd and 4th. Now let us have a recap of the previous session. In the previous session we came to know about a farm in England named Manor Farm. It was owned by Mr. Jones, who was a drunkard and a cruel master. He treated the animals of his farm very badly. He also came to know about the settings of the manor farm in the previous session, and another very important character of the novel, Old Major. Old Major was an old boar, that means an old pig. He was the oldest animal in the in the manor farm. Later on, it was changed into animal farm. You also came to know about his teachings to animals. He, he taught that it is necessary for animals to have freedom from the slavery of man. Then we discussed the old major's dream of achieving liberty and freedom and freeing animals from the cruelty and the clutches of man. Then we came to know about the revolt of the animals that happened after the death of Old Major. Two pigs named Napoleon and Snowball took the leadership of the animals of the manor farm after the death of Old Major. They carried forward the dream of Old Major, and actual revolt happened during their leadership. They even achieved victory by driving away Mr. Jones and his servants from the farm and took control of the whole manor farm, and even changed the name of manor farm into animal farm, and they celebrated their victory also. That's the recap. What are you going to learn in this session? After what are the objectives, learning objectives? Let me tell you. You will be introduced to other major characters in the novel. You will come to know about the rule of animals in the animal form, how they rule, then how the class divisions happen in animal form, then some of the socialistic principles that animals adopt in the farm, and also education policy in animal farm. These are the learning objectives. And after learning the session, after listening to this video session, you are going to learn about the an allegorical comparison with the 20th century political events of Russian Revolution, and how the communism and Marxism emerged in Russia during that time, and what are the loopholes of communism that you will notice during the 20th century Russia. Now let us begin chapter 3. After the death of Old Major, two pigs, Napoleon and Snowball, took the leadership of the animal farm. This is nothing but Napoleon is none other than Stalin. Stalin is referred indirectly, allegorically as Napoleon, and Trotsky, another Russian leader, is referred to as Snowball. You remember that. The prosperity in animal form is compared with that of the prosperity in Russia after revolution. So after the revolution in animal form, really the farm prospered as uh, what happened in Russia after Russian Revolution. Same thing here. So there is a comparison. So you notice that animals managed most of the work earlier done by men. After the revolution, they took charge of the work in animal form, and they were able to manage almost all works previously done by men, like harvesting. So we thought only human beings can harvest the crops, but they were able to harvest. Animals able to harvest uh, in the farm. They were also able to reap the grown crops, and most importantly, they were successful in milking the cows. So we thought only human beings with hands and fingers could milk the cows, but that's not the case. The pigs, intelligent animals of the animal form, were able to milk the cows also with the help of their forked hooves. You also came to know you will come to know in this chapter 3, that slowly class division developed in animal form. Pigs were considered the ruling class and the privileged class. That's the reason why milk and apples were the special privilege of only the pigs. Others could not use milk and apples because of this class division. Horses comes under the labor class, dogs the law keepers like police and military. Yeah. Then Morley, there is a mare was also present in the animal form, a female horse, young horse. It represents the middle class. Raven, a Moses. So name of a raven is Moses, and it represents religious class in the animal form. So in this way, you will notice class divisions in the farm. Now let us move on to the next part of the chapter 3. In animal form, Sunday ceremony was very important because Sunday was declared a rest day, which was the principle of socialism and communism, because socialism and communism gave importance to the welfare of the laborers. So Sunday was declared an holiday, and no animal worked on that day, but Sunday ceremony was held. What is this Sunday ceremony? It's a form of maintaining internal democracy in animal form. They used to assemble in a place on Sundays and used to take important decisions regarding administration of the animal farm. So it was a kind of a form of maintaining democracy in animal form. Then literacy also started among animals. So they learnt various crafts like carpentry, blacksmithy, tools making, etc., which was earlier done by only human beings. Now all animals learned one or the other kind of crafts necessary to maintain the animal form. The leader of the farm, Snowball, even began the job of educating animals. So this was regarding the animal education policy in animal form. The other leader, Napoleon, actually opposed the education policy because it opined that education for all was not necessary, because education must be limited only to the ruling class. Labor class don't need an education. That was the opinion of Napoleon. He had a secret plan of educating or training puppies in fighting skills because he intended to train them and use them for his personal benefit. Let us move on to chapter 4. The revolution in the animal farm spreads to the neighboring farms now. It spreads to the two neighboring farms, and the animals in that farm were also came to know about the revolution that happened and the successful administration of animals in animal farm. The owners of these neighboring farms started false propaganda about animal farm. They told the animals in their farm that the animal farm was mismanaged and the animals are suffering from hunger because of mismanagement. That was the false propaganda of the owners of the neighboring farms. An important incident happens now. Mr. Jones plans to recapture the animal farm, which actually fails. He could not recapture the animal farm because animals fought against Jones and his men and defeated him and drive him away again. Second attempt by Mr. Jones also happens. Snowball's effective defense strategy is responsible in saving Animal Farm from the attack of Mr. Jones. They celebrate even the victory. Boxer and Snowball were declared heroes, war heroes of Animal Farm. Animal hero number one was Snowball, hero number two was Boxer. The battle with Mr. Jones was named the Battle of Cowshed, and this battle reminded the attack of Germany on the communist Russia after the revolution. So there is a parallelism with Russian political history in the novel. Snowball's bravery is that can be compared with Trotsky's contribution in that war, the war with Germany, Russian war with Germany. So this is what we have discussed about chapter third and